Nice relaxing music for a Sunday, isn't it? Sunday, August 18th, 2019. This is the Lift the Veil Show. Welcome to my show, which I'm never quite ready for. Doshi's here, though. We have the usual problem with the mouth. Let's see if we can get that to catch up. Getting closer. Getting closer. We'll see. All right. Let everybody get tuned in. Hopefully, while that's happening, my picture will catch up. There, it's really close. All right. Things are getting good. Doshi's speed is matched up. See, he's not behind. Oh, the camera is, though. There you can see my hair. Uh-oh. It's not really falling out. That's an illusion. All right, so I have news today. Should I tell you already? The Jeffrey Epstein autopsy is official. I'm going to get into that. Death by hanging, death by suicide. How frustrating this is. Let me see if it gets fixed this way. No? Oh, shit. There. We're also going to... Okay, that's better. Wow. We're going to be looking at Ghislaine Maxwell in her picture from In-N-Out, which we said was kind of suspicious. We're going to look at that. There are some questions surrounding that picture now. We're going to talk about Prince Andrew. I said in the title he was caught. I was going to say he was captured. As in he was captured on camera a long time ago. Hate having problems with my thing. Going to talk about Gabe Hoffman and the people who don't want you to think that Jeffrey Epstein is connected to Mossad. And also one other person in the alternative media. Then there is what really is major big news, which is that the creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, who nobody knows who it is except for John McAfee, who said he knew who Satoshi was. Creator of Bitcoin, who's been a mystery to everybody, 1 hour ago published the first part of a 3-part series where he intends to reveal his identity and reveals a bunch of stuff about himself in this particular thing. I got to turn off stickers. So welcome to the show. If you're watching on YouTube, just a reminder, this isn't live. It's live on DLive at dlive.tv/lifttheveil. And on the app, if you search for Lift the Veil, one word, you'll find it. You can follow the channel, hit the button for updates, and you'll get updates when I go live, which is at 2 p.m. virtually every single day. My time, California time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, and then you can figure it out from there depending on where you live. So thanks everybody who joins us on DLive. If you're on DLive and you haven't tried the Lino system, you can donate to the show by purchasing Lino, and then it can be given in the form of diamonds, ninjaginis, ice cream cones, lemons. It's their little system there. So I appreciate everybody who throws down to support the show since we're not on YouTube anymore. We have one sponsor for the show. That's Truth Revolution Clothing, truthclothing.io. I'll show you at the beginning of the show this time. We have a brand new shirt, which is going to be a limited edition propaganda t-shirt. Right now we're in pre-order. That's going to end shortly. And then we don't know what our inventory will be after that, especially because we have 3 different designs. So get it while you can. Propaganda, you can see right there, comes in 3 different styles. Baseball tee, women's slouchy tee, and then we have everything else, including our logo tee, Russian bot. I'm wearing End the Fed today. You can take a look. Women's styles as well. We pick them out. Very premium stuff. Very premium. You can read the reviews. And we have free shipping over $50. And returns if we get your order wrong, which we don't. Truthclothing.io. Banned from PayPal. We have to run a real business. All right. Let's turn off the music. All right. So this is the news from the autopsy. Jeffrey Epstein's autopsy concludes his death was a suicide by hanging. Even though we had the broken bones reported to us before, not apparently all that was released. I was looking for the autopsy, the actual autopsy, and that doesn't seem to have been released as far as I can tell. And if anybody does have access to something that shows an official autopsy report, I'd like to see it. Apparently, her findings have been shared with law enforcement officials. Thanks for the diamond, Wade. The statement that was announced on Friday was, quote, after careful review of all investigative information, including complete autopsy findings, the determination on the death of Jeffrey Epstein is below. Cause, hanging, manner, suicide. Epstein's lawyers said they do not accept the medical examiner's findings. Quote, we are not satisfied with the conclusions. Unquote. That's what his legal team said in a statement. Went on to say the defense team fully intends to conduct its own independent and complete investigation into the circumstances and cause of Mr. Epstein's death. The lawyers said they were prepared to sue the government for access to any security video from the time of his death. They are looking for video, and there should be video. So people shouldn't... people need to keep their eyes on the ball as far as certain things go. There should be video, at least of the outside of the cell, to see if anybody went in there. Thanks for the diamonds, Vape Spawn. All right. There's more news from the investigation. I'll get into these Ghislaine Maxwell photos. Some jail staffers not cooperating with DOJ investigators, with DOJ investigation into Epstein's suicide, the source says. Personnel at the New York City prison, not a prison, jail, where accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide last week, have not been initially cooperative with investigators from the Department of Justice, a federal source told Fox News Friday. Then they talk about how Attorney General Barr sent 2 senior DOJ officials to personally visit the MCC and speak with staff from the Federal Bureau of Prisons. The officials have been on site since Thursday, and the FBI and Justice Department's Inspector General are investigating conditions at the MCC. So Fox News has learned that 20 of 21 prison staff posts were filled between the hours of 4 p.m. and 12 a.m. on Friday, August 9th, the day before he was found dead. Of those prison workers, 6 of them were working voluntary overtime. 6 out of 20 were working voluntary overtime. Between 12 a.m. and 8 a.m. on Saturday, August 10th, 18 of 19 staff posts were filled. Of those 18 staffers, 10 were working overtime, but all but one of those was doing so voluntarily. From the defense team, Epstein's attorneys issued a statement decrying what they described as harsh, even medieval conditions at the MCC. The defense team fully intends to conduct its own independent and complete investigation into the circumstances and cause of Mr. Epstein's death, including, if necessary, legal action to view the pivotal videos, if they exist as they should, of the area proximate to Mr. Epstein's cell during the time period leading to his death. We are not satisfied with the conclusions of the medical examiner. We will have, so there you go. So his attorneys, like the public, aren't satisfied with the conclusion of the medical examiner. I think it's unbelievable that the guards were asleep. I'm not sure where the information came out about the broken bones or why, but it certainly seems as if the manner of death was more likely to be strangulation, in addition to the fact that he would not have had the way to kill himself the way they said in that facility, because the place is already designed so that you can't do that. I think, I was thinking more about this 4chan post. So we talked about this the last show. I was thinking more about this 4chan post, and I was thinking about the fact that this guy had a different ear than that guy. This guy in the stretcher has a different ear than that guy. And this post, if we believe this, was posted before the first news broke about Epstein having died, allegedly. This person said that he thinks Epstein was switched out. Talks about him going out in a wheelchair and then somebody else coming back in. You guys, I'm shaking right now, but I think they switched him out. And then it's a different guy on the stretcher. So maybe it's a different guy that got autopsied too. A lot of people have come to the conclusion that he definitely died somehow. But I just don't know. That's just really weird. Who would have reported it? Why was it reported on 4chan before it made the news? Who was putting out that information? It is really odd. And it's odd that it was a different person on that stretcher, too. All right, I'm going to get into the Photoshop controversy. First, this is big news in the UK. Prince Andrew pictured inside Epstein's mansion. I'll show you the video. It's video that was taken on December 6th, 2010, which would have been right after Epstein was released from jail. There's the still shot of Prince Andrew saying goodbye to a young lady. I'll show you the video. It's Epstein. So somebody was camped outside Epstein's house watching him after he got out of jail. So you have video of him coming out with a young lady. Looks Eastern European, young. Can't tell the age. She could be 18. He has a nice big jacket on and she is freezing. Anyway, this video goes on for a second. And then, there you see her. Then they kept their eyes on the door, and another lady comes out. Here. Hold on. Okay, here. Someone comes out, and then there's Prince Andrew, allegedly, okay? Saying goodbye to this young lady, who doesn't look as young as the person that Jeffrey Epstein came out with. So that's bad news for Prince Andrew, who's been out in public with the Queen recently. The only thing we can say about Prince Andrew is, what can we say? I don't know what we can say good about him. It was sex trafficking that was going on. Virginia Roberts wasn't technically underage in his country, but all the same, it was sex trafficking that he was involved in. And he shouldn't have been hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. Right after he got out of jail, too, he's hanging out in his house. So that's exclusive video that just came out. All right. Now, we told you guys about these photos of Ghislaine Maxwell coming out from her sitting at In-N-Out. We said it just seems way too convenient that she's sitting here posing for pictures and reading a book about the life and death of CIA operatives. We suggested that maybe it's a troll, and now people are looking at the pictures and wondering themselves if it is some kind of a setup. So this is from the same Daily Mail that published the photos and said she was there in LA. The tantalizing mystery of Ghislaine Maxwell's burger bar makeover, as conspiracy theorists asked why she took off her glasses while reading a book and had 2 drinks next to her. Well, I think I can... Well, let's see what's going on. It says there are discrepancies of the images of Maxwell, and I'll show you what it is. These are the various pictures. They say the person is definitely using a professional style camera, that it was not a smartphone camera that was being used. And what they're saying about this photoshopping is back here by the In-N-Out sign, there's a poster. Let's see if I can pull it up. See over here? There's a poster for Good Boys. And apparently, and I haven't seen the pictures that show what is posted there right now, but apparently there's something different posted there right now that's been that way since the end of July. So apparently, no, I keep saying that. What they're saying is this Good Boys ad, which is for a current movie, is not there in actuality right now. It hasn't been there in some time. There they show a close-up of it. So they're saying, well, what I think they're saying is that I think she was there before. What they could be saying is that she was really there. It's not like she was photoshopped in or anything. Just that they added a detail to make it seem like she was there now. They say she has 2 drinks. That's okay. If one of them's a milkshake, she could still get a soda. But they don't have straws in them. You'll see between this picture and this seat right here behind her, see there's this lady on her over her right shoulder, and then behind her right there, there's no one there. And then in this picture here, there's a new person behind her. This lady's still the same. But this is a new person here that wasn't here before. See a different color shirt than this guy? So that's why they're starting to ask questions about these pictures. And then she's not eating her burger, allegedly. See? When the mail on Sunday visited the area on Friday, the bus stop was displaying an advert for a local hospital. Advertising agency Outfront Media said the hospital ad had been there since July 28th, and Maxwell was supposedly photographed on August 12th. Spokeswoman Carly Zip said, quote, "We think the poster in the Maxwell picture was photoshopped in. We checked and we have no evidence or record of Good Boys ever being there. Meanwhile, the regular diner, in quotes, regular, who took the pictures, appears to have done so with a sophisticated camera and long lens, offering greater depth of focus than any smartphone. Others question why Ms. Maxwell, who appears to have restyled her hair between snaps, spent long enough at the burger bar for the customers behind her to change twice, yet her food remains untouched and she never puts a straw in either drink. A legal source said, quote, "The FBI want to talk to her and a lot of lawyers are trying to find her. Perhaps this whole photo at the burger joint is a setup," unquote. And there she is. All right. Now, and I'll get to the Bitcoin news. Might be a little shorter show than usual today. I'll get to the Bitcoin news, but first, this is the news from an open secret. People are calling out Gabe Hoffman. Gabe Hoffman, who threatened to sue me, and if I didn't take down videos about him, threatened to sue Haley, who wrote an article for our website, altnews.com, about Isaac Cappy, threatened to sue over that, and then has gone around attacking people like Titus Frost and Adam Green. He wanted to debunk, this is actually...
Hey, everybody.
This is actually called debunking the lie that Jeffrey Epstein was connected to Mossad with very simple research. Debunking the lie. I'll play it for you.
It's Gabe Hoffman again, owner and producer of the documentary film An Open Secret, exposing Hollywood child sex abuse. You can see our film free on Vimeo. And you could follow us at An Open Secret or follow my personal Twitter at GabeHoff. Very quick Periscope here. Just wanted to quickly debunk the lie that Jeffrey Epstein was connected to the Mossad or some Israeli, secret intelligence or blackmail ring, or a lot of the charges that people are throwing around. And as you see, a lot of these sort of accusations come from people and come from circles and accounts on Twitter and otherwise in sort of alternative media that frankly tend to have a Jew-hating tinge to them one way or the other. And as is typically the case, folks that have hate for a group or animosity toward a group of people or a race or an ethnicity, those sort of folks tend to be blinded by their hate. They tend to be ignorant. They tend to have that sort of hate through largely ignorance and just don't do their sort of basic research and fact-checking. So,
basic research and fact-checking.
The basic...
Okay. I don't want to give away his spectacular research, but his research, which debunks the lie that Epstein was connected to Mossad, and a lot of people have pointed out the reasons he could be, including that her father, Robert Maxwell, was connected to Mossad. He says that because Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine's dad, was dead before she hooked up with Epstein. Therefore, it's impossible that Epstein was connected to Mossad. That's all his evidence.
But Ghislaine Maxwell did not meet Jeffrey Epstein until after her father died. Therefore, there is absolutely no Mossad connection between Jeffrey Epstein to Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein has no connection to Mossad in any way, shape, or form. This is just such an obvious bit of basic date research and looking at things.
Basic
and you'll notice
date
that there are some people like Lee Stranahan, for example, out there who make a very big deal about this and talk about all the time this alleged Mossad blackmail connection when in fact there is none. A wealthy daughter of someone who is nothing more than a party girl in her 20s leaves the country after her father died and then meets Jeffrey Epstein after that. Clearly, there is no connection whatsoever from Jeffrey Epstein to Israeli intelligence, and assuming that what Jeffrey or people inferring that the things Jeffrey Epstein was involved with. And let's face it, there was absolutely blackmail with Jeffrey Epstein. There's no question. Prince Andrew and
all right, Prince Andrew. All right, so that is Mr. Gabe Hoffman, who's spent a lot of time attacking me and Isaac Cappy and Vegan Mikey and Titus Frost and Adam Green. You know, we've all ended up in the crosshairs of this Hydra, to steal a term somebody else used, which ends up seeming to connect with YouTube channels where there seem to be loose connections, if not explicit connections. The latest connection people are making between Gabe Hoffman, or to Gabe Hoffman, is Mike Cernovich. And here's even a special Periscope from an open secret saying debunking the Cernovich conspiracies. And Lee Stranahan put Mike Cernovich in the middle of a type of conspiracy and just pointed out, like I did way back when, that Cernovich, in looking to unseal files related to Epstein, was working with Alan Dershowitz in not to help out the victim in the case, but in order to support Dershowitz's assertions that there was evidence that said he was innocent. He wanted to release select files. So people have been pointing that out about Cernovich. Maybe that's what Lee was pointing out. Maybe it was something else having to do with another theory he has. But for some reason, Gabe Hoffman came out and defended him. Anyway, Cernovich, this is captured by Adam Green. Adam Green covered this. This is a tweet from the 13th, so it was a while back. But this is Cernovich talking about the Mossad connection.
Would have never been brought. Just think about the royal family's power. Like, is people who are biased, and we all have them. I don't like that I hear people immediately go to the Clintons or Mossad, because that's just not sophisticated, first of all, and it's vaguely anti-Semitic. Mossad. Well, why? If Epstein were with Mossad, he'd be with the FBI too, right? You really think if Jeffrey Epstein was working for Mossad, that our own FBI wouldn't have intercepts of those conversations, right? So why just jump? Oh, Mossad. Why just jump there? Why not Civilians Activities Group? Why not? Maybe there's a department in the State Department that monitors this stuff, right? So why go there? And also Clinton, that's just a cliche.
And Clinton too.
Just think about the royal.
And Clinton too. You know, they've been going crazy about conspiracy theories, but mostly they've been crazy about Donald Trump tweeting out that Clinton might be involved in a conspiracy theory or a conspiracy to kill Jeffrey Epstein so that he wouldn't leak information about the Clintons. So it's interesting to hear Cernovich say there's absolutely... Why would they say that? After there was a multi-part series put out by Whitney Webb on Mint Press that explains the connections. Besides the fact that her dad, worked for Mossad, seems to me like it's certainly possible that after his death, the same intelligence group would maintain contact. All right, the other big news today is about Satoshi Nakamoto. It was revealed on this show just last week when John McAfee came on. It was revealed that he said he knew who wrote the white paper for Bitcoin under the name Satoshi Nakamoto. So today on this blog, it's ivymacklemore.com/blog. Just an hour and a half ago, the person who is not supposed to be well known, who's not supposed to be known at all, there's the link. Hey R, thanks for the ninja. Satoshi wrote the first in a 3-part series where he's going to reveal his identity. I've been reading through it. Like I said, it just came out, but he talks about who he worked with, how he came up with the name Bitcoin. It was based on a Pakistani bank. Seems to be like he might be Pakistani. Based on, and he shows some coin. The Bank of Credit and Commerce International is where he came up with the name Bitcoin. You can see here he underlines the letters to show how he came up with the name Bitcoin. And he shows the registration for bitcoin.org, 18th of August, 2008. He shows the registration for another website. And then he talks about Chaldean numerology. And that was the way he chose the name Satoshi Nakamoto. First, using his nickname, which was Shaiko, which added up to 24, he made sure that Satoshi also added up to 24. Then, somebody suggested Nakamoto, and here he describes in this part of the paper, Satoshi Nakamoto is 55. When deciding on an alias surname, I wanted a master numerological name, which had 2 Mercury numbers associated with it. Mercury is 5. Mercury is the messenger of God in astrology. The number 55 represents the total and complete man and is symbolized by the 2 hands, 10 fingers that join at the moment of prayer. In Chaldean numerology, a person with a 55 name is said to have the power to defeat any enemy he faces. He also looked at Isaiah chapter 55, where a verse says, "Come, all you who are thirsty, come to the waters, and you who have no money, come buy and eat. Come buy wine and milk without money and without cost." I haven't even gotten through this whole thing. It's actually not too long. But from this information, it seems like somebody might be able to figure out his identity before he officially reveals it in the 3rd part of this series. But do check it out. If you're listening on the podcast, if you're interested in Bitcoin, this would be major news if this is real. Some people think it might be a hoax. But reading through it so far, my guess would be that it's genuine. It seems like a genuine story. especially going into the origins of the name and everything. So check it out, Ivy McLemore, McLemore.com/blog. All right, I went through the news really fast, but I think I'll go ahead. Let me see if anybody wants to call in. I'll open up the phone if anybody wants to call in today. 650-429-8294. I'll open it up. If anybody wants to call, I will take it. And if you're on YouTube, this isn't live. Speaking of cryptocurrency, I have a Bitcoin and LiteCoin address in the description for everything. Oh, great. This is Nathan. You're on the air.
Get a grip, retard.
Gosh. Oh, that's always a bad sign. That's that guy that prank calls me. Thanks for the diamond, Jeff, old dude. 650-429-8294. We'll give you guys a chance to call in. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks, everybody who tunes in on DLive and Twitch. I had a shorter amount of news today, so I apologize for that, but I'll come back with the real news. We're here live, like I said before. Oh, you can also check out the podcast for this show by going anywhere there are podcasts. And in fact, when you search things, you guys can see. I have to turn off these chats. Let me show you what happens. This is weird with the YouTube ban of Lift the Veil. So I have that interview with John McAfee, for example, on my Lift the Veil YouTube channel, and it's certainly gotten way more traffic there than anywhere else. But if you put in McAfee Lift the Veil, which I searched for, look what it comes up with. It just comes up with my podcasts. And doesn't even show up. It comes up with a bunch of different podcasts. So it's cool. I'm on all these different podcast platforms. Stitcher, Apple, SoundCloud, Player.fm, iHeartRadio. But actually the thing doesn't even show up with the YouTube video. It shows some YouTube videos that aren't mine and stuff. It's crazy. Wonder why I even try to make it work over there. Okay, we'll wrap it up with a short show. Thanks, everybody who's been watching. Thanks, everybody, for visiting truthclothing.io. We're going to print that shirt soon, so if you want to get in on it, go ahead. You can visit affiliate links in the description. And for now, that is what it is.